Welcome back to EGL London. My name is Ton. I'm here with Toby and Fru, the original duo of the day. Yeah, that was it. Is trio.
Yes.
Trio would be the right word. See, it's Elliot. He's throwing me off all the time by speaking these wrong words all the time. it's just giving me a bad habit. Either way, we've got a good game coming up. It's going to be Bittersweet against Aerox. We're moving into the losers bracket. So for one of these two teams, losers does go home. We're not expecting Bittersweet to be here, let's be honest with us. We were sort of expecting them to move on into the latter stages of the tournament through the winners bracket, but now moving at the losers bracket, it's a do or die for them. I said, we didn't really expect them to be here, Toby.
No, it's a bit surprising actually. They performed so well, unlifted at least in that first matchup, did Aerox. And you'd expect them to progress a little bit more in the tournament before getting to the stage, but no, unfortunately, it's not the case here. And they've got just a tough game, actually, against Bittersweet. And this is the third seed. And as you can see on our screen, we have a few star players here. And it's going to be a very difficult game. I think, personally, it could go the way as we saw earlier. But if Aerox have had a nice few games now to get under the belt, warm up for their shotguns and whatnot, maybe they can cause an upset here. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I agree. I think Aerox have the potential to bring an upset to the table, but Bittersweet obviously definitely the favourites on paper. That said, Ash has had a few events now where he's not really done as well as most people predict him, and maybe he's starting to slip down the rankings a little bit. They don't put too much time into the game in comparison to the teams above them. Maybe that's a factor, maybe that's not, but yeah, potential upset. Mainly focused on Bittersweet, though, rolling through this one. Okay,
well, we're going to go into the picks and bans and find out what these teams have picked maps-wise. So, Lift is going to be banned by Bittersweet. Aerox are going to get rid of Forge Blitz. Bittersweet now picking Impact. Aerox going with Reclaimed. Bittersweet banning out Foundation. Aerox going to ban out Harbour, meaning we're playing Dam final map if we do indeed need it. But it's going to be Impact and then Reclaimed, and then Dam last. Any thoughts?
I mean, we've seen Impact for the first time today on stream. I love that, and it's actually a pick from Bittersweet. Okay. Relatively new team, and they've taken it straight to a very strategic map in itself. Interesting stuff. If I was on Bittersweet, I'd be like, play it safe, just do a comfortable map where we can abuse our raw skill. But instead, they've gone through Impact. Interesting stuff, to be honest. Okay. Not too surprised with the Reclaim pick from Aerox. It's not going to be Lift this time around, actually. It's Bittersweet, of course, banning that out straight away. Not too surprised in terms of who I favour, just in map picks alone. Okay. I think Bittersweet. I think I'm happy with what they've picked and banned here.
Yeah, I agree. Liking the Impact pick first. I can't wait to cast that one. But yeah, I think Impact suits them well. I think the maps overall are pretty decent for both teams. But yeah, advantage Bittersweet, I think, going into this one. Yeah.
Okay, so where do we see Bittersweet in the overall scheme of things? Because, of course, them dropping down the losers bracket, I think they lost to Regal Reserve, if I'm right. So dropping down against them, is that something we would have really expected, or is it one of those close matchups where it could go either way?
Yeah, for me, I would have expected them to lose to Regal. Okay. I think it was a 2-1, so it's probably a pretty close game. I watched the final map of that, and that wasn't as close as I would have liked it to be. That said, I would still have favoured Regal to win that. So yeah, I can understand why they're here.
Okay, Toby.
I mean, what you have to consider, right, is this roster on our screen: J-Rage, Godfax, Ash, Ronslaught, and Incisive. There's no weak player on that team. The pedigree of that side is very, very strong, and it's confusing for me actually that they did lose to Regal Reserve. I would have expected these to just come out fire blazing, really experienced LAN players. Of course, Regal are a fantastic team in themselves. But yeah, what I was surprised about is actually you saying that it wasn't that close in that final map. I mean, I would have actually predicted for Bittersweet to come out guns blazing there, but instead they're here against Aerox in the losers bracket. So they've got to prove themselves now that they have got a winning team here in this matchup.
Do you think it's one of those things where they put together this squad who on paper have got great players, and they just sort of maybe don't take it as they need to practice as much as possible? It's one of those things where you can sometimes put these players together who sort of have maybe a bit of arrogance about themselves, and they want to just try and do it off their own back, win off their own raw skill. Obviously, the practice not coming in for them necessarily, but as we do get into this one, it is going to be Impact Escalation, of course, and it is going to be Aerox against Bittersweet. Guys, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Chris. It is, of course, Impact first map. We haven't seen this just yet on today's stream. So curious to see actually how both teams play this one out. Alex, you mentioned that this is quite a nice map pick actually for Bittersweet. They're very experienced. You know, we talked about the roster. J Rage is on our screen. Former Fable player, of course, along with Ash, and immediately he's been drilled by Aerox. Lances down immediately, but saying that Ash himself is going to pick up the kill before bowing out.
Yeah, J Rage was on our screen, but, well, yeah, he got lanced down very, very quickly at the start there. Great little opener from Aerox. Well, Bittersweet will not do that again. But as you said, it did end up in a 1-for-1 fight trade, so it wasn't too bad. We see Ronnie picking up Mush as well. And, yeah, pretty much as we expected right now. Bittersweet just raging forward now. 2v1 here in their favor. And points are ticking up, so...
Yep, J Rage was still on his point of view. He's progressed all the way through the map and back to B. So yeah, a very good start from Bittersweet, you'd argue. Very good initial to get things going. Incisive does take a back A to the face from Mush. Not going to lead to much though, as things do slow down for the time being. Bringing up the overhead, you can see Aerox are trying to funnel themselves through what is a very tight gap, and Bittersweet seems to know exactly what's going on, stacking the two players there with the Lancers. You have to be careful, as smokes are being thrown now, and they are looking to press up towards B.
Yep, that's it. You can hear the smokes going off in the background. That's Aerox just layering them one on top of another so they can move forward as a unit. There are 4 players there, and it's a scary sight, actually, seeing 4 players funnel down there. Though, as you said, it's a very tight gap, and as you can see now, Ash getting a double kill. It's quite easy to hold with less members than the opposition team. Well played by Bittersweet, actually, there. They held off a very strong push, and 3 dead now. The quick respawns are actually working in Aerox's favor at the moment because they're needing them quite often.
Yep,
big shot coming out.
Incisive, still pressing up fast, isn't he? He's taking down TJ, no problem at all. Bradsey, nice up A though, catches Incisive, just see Piers through the smoke. Godfex still in the thick of the action though, picking up kills left, right and center. And you know, it's all up against Aerox right now. Saki does get the double though. Is that going to ensure, yep, it is.
Well
Bittersweet is going to get shut down. Only one player alive now for Bittersweet, despite the points advantage. Aerox's turn now to take this opportunity and push up.
Yep, that's it. Only one player alive because Saki just went off. He picked up a triple kill on his home hill there and kept his team in it. Had a little bit of supporting fire coming from spawn, but yeah, all Saki right there. 2 hills in the favor of Aerox. This is going to be the last push, really. We can see them. They're going to push around on 2 fronts. They're coming through parking, and they're going to make their way under the wing and try and loop round on 2 fronts. It's a pincer move right now. Saki opens up with 1 kill. They've not got much time to do this, and it seems that the defense from Bittersweet is strong. They only need to hold off for another 6 or 7 seconds, and it looks like they're going to do just that. I don't think anyone can get in there. Yep, that's going to be it, I think, because C Hill has been capped on the other side of the other side of the map, and no one is going to be there to defend it. I mean, they did get the break in time there. It was a good overextension there by Bittersweet, but they've got to be more careful on their overextensions, on their defenses.
Potentially so. It was quite nail-biting, honestly, that original battle at the C Hill, coming down to the wire. But, you know, I guess the Bittersweet team, they're a bit confident in their individual play, and that's what was screaming out to me that entire time, actually. Ash, time and time again, he was being the icebreaker for the roster, continually winning those battles at cockpit. And it's not too surprising, honestly, given the players, right? Former Fable players, immense shotgunners, immense talent on this side of Aerox. They really do need to ensure they win those team fights and bring their A game to them, because it's gonna be a difficult task, I think.
Yeah, that's a good thing to cover, actually. You mentioned former Fable players. There are a couple of members on this squad that have been at that top flight. I mean, we see Ash in there, Ronnie as well, J Rage, all previous members of Fable, right? So there's some pedigree for sure on this team, and Ash is showing it there with a lovely double kill. We mentioned about Frenchies being the Fable Sentinel reserve team, essentially. This is essentially Fable reserves, right? This is where they go to for their next player. No shortage of skill on this team for sure.
Ron Slaw, of course, he wasn't in Fable, but he's definitely had a lot of experience on LAN. Pretty much the whole of Europe agrees that he performs better on LAN as well than he does online. So, a nice little player there. Speak of the devil, he will actually get lanced out fairly well from Aerox, taking the angle from window. And now they have the opportunity to push. The question is, where is Godfex going to be with that snipe? It's on the window, actually, aiming at Brad. Almost Superman's in there as he rolls back. Still Bittersweet. Seems like a bit of deja vu as they hold on to B. Already getting a double, make that triple from Incisive. Yeah,
that's a triple. Definitely had some supporting fire, but the triple kill does come in for Incisive. much better start to this round, actually. Bittersweet just holding all the cards at the moment. You know, they've got man advantage. They've not seen a member of Aerox behind them, though. TJ, very, very sneaky there. Picks up a kill on J Rage as he runs past, but he's going to get taken out for his efforts. Good idea, just, I suppose, not that great of an execution. Could have got a couple of kills.
Yeah, and I like this rotation as well, actually, from Bittersweet. They got the kills necessary. They knew they weren't going to be able to get that home hill back. And as Aerox come off respawn, they don't want them sneaking round towards that B hill and gaining ground. Very well played indeed.
That they don't. I think looking at the X-ray vision, we can see that Aerox are trying to mount a push down through the cockpit here. You can see them running through the smoke again, layering up the smokes. And the sniper is back up. I'm surprised Godfex didn't pick up the ammo there.
Likewise.
Maybe wanting to keep himself alive and keep the sniper alive just while they fight this out, but looks like bad decision because Aerox are starting to win that fight, actually. There's the snipe going down in the hands of TJ. Be excited to see where he takes that. Probably going to rotate it to the same window again.
Godfex out of ammo as well. Actually, Saki rotating over to the C hill. He's going to be able to break that, but he's going to get down in the process. Crump, will he hold on to that right hand? He does. Godfex will not go down in this instance, though, and Ronslaw is working with his teammate to his right to make sure he does not fall to that player.
Yep, that's it. And yeah, we are seeing, I think we're seeing the snipes pretty much at the opposite sides of the map. We've got TJ on one side with it. Here he is, look, you can see him here, just aiming through the B hill. Points advantage are in Bittersweet's favor, though. Ooh, I think it's just going to tick over in Bittersweet's favor at this point. So, oh, there's the headshot. TJ trying to keep the sniper alive. You've seen the man overextending to the B hill. If they can get a break on the C, they might just win this, you know. Oh! TJ coming in with the clutchest headshot there. C hill does not fall, though, so this is still going to be a bittersweet round, it seems.
A bittersweet round indeed after that.
Was.
Wow.
But yeah, TJ with the
lovely
snipe.
stuff. Lovely stuff. Just reading where the players are going to move to, and that was textbook. Love that. Entertaining, and he's sitting there at the top of his team. In terms of time dead, he's also the lowest on that side. Not on the game though. That goes to Incisive and Ron
Incisive
quite a bit.
10 kills there. 22 seconds dead. That's pretty good numbers, to be fair, at this point in the game.
Yep, he's slaying and he's got the most caps. Incisive is performing very, very well.
Cannot fault him, really.
Cannot fault him. Weapon placement-wise, we are going to go with a block here. Our Aerox Esports down at the tail. So, it's just going to be more of the same, I guess.
Yep.
Bittersweet, they're probably happy with that, to be honest. They want those battles over in the cockpit to continue. And I'm sure the opening strategy shouldn't change too much as from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think looking at TJ on that snipe, he seems pretty good with that weapon, right? So why change things up? Get your man on the snipe. It looks like they're winning the fight, right? So see how this plays out. It looks like Aerox are actually coming away ahead of this one. We see Ronslaw and Ash fall. Snipe going in Saki's hands this time. Interesting choice.
Saki rotating it back as well. Yep, indeed. Saki's rotating it back, and he's trying to catch out J Rage. They're not having any of that, though, as he's forced to roll back. Lots of damage placed upon him, but in good hands, his teammates are surrounding him. Actually, Crump's going to take possession of that weapon there as they trade it over. Interesting stuff. Saki maintains his position here on table. Question is, how are Bittersweet going to approach this now, as Aerox have been set up for quite a while now. Let's jump aboard a Crump, see if he can grab a headshot. Anyway, Bittersweet are taking their time, and they're losing points as well as it goes. So they're going to rotate over to the other side. Difficult scenario, of course, given the space that they have to run across with the sniper aiming at them. Body check came through. See if Bittersweet can make great use of this.
Yep, good lance fire from Incisive just to hold off Aerox as they try and inch their way around the map here. The snipes have been keeping Bittersweet at bay, but as we say that, Ash managed to take out Saki, so seems one snipe's out of business. We do see Crump with a snipe.
Ash got down to the process as well. Brad C, he tried to clean it up, but Godfex is there. If not in support of Ash, he is going to at least make amends and get the kill back on the board in return. Nice Lancer, by the way, I have to point out for Godfex. Very, very nice Lancer indeed. And great movement, it seems, as he pushes up Crump to Crump. Great roadie run strafe in to dodge that snipe. Still closing the gap in the process, keeping his distance. Very well played from Godfex.
Yeah, unlucky there. Saki whiffed the shot there on the downed player. Could have traded himself out 1-for-1, which would have, not been the worst of things to do. Much better than just dying without getting a kill. But yeah, as we say that, the offense is on for Bittersweet. They're trying to play these home hills. B is being decapped behind them, so someone from Aerox has managed to find his way over there. Looks to be Brad actually. He's going to be stuck in a pincer, but he managed to get 1 kill, and he's going to look for the second. Staying to fight it. He has to fight this because his team don't have the home hill. He has got backup. Crump coming to his aid. This fight still rages on as I say that. J Rage drops, and 2v1 now in Aerox's favor as they're going to push through after Ash. They're hot on his heels, but you know, Bittersweet. Look at the points again, Tobe.
Snipe was in the hand of Onslaught, but he gets taken down there. So there's opportunity, but they do need to break a hill as Bittersweet will win via points if this does not change. I say that. The break does come through over at A. It's going to be a scrap for the last hill, it seems. The revive comes through, but the B hill has been broken.
There's a 1v1 at the B hill as well.
We'll have to wait and see. Can they hold on?
There's Crump. He's going to drop. A is being decapped, though. Is there anyone... Actually, this might still go in Aerox's favor. I think they've done it, Toby. Ronslot gets the double, but it's not enough. Aerox have come back swinging. They've just stolen that from under Bittersweet's nose. That look says it all. I
hate to be cliche, but it's a Bittersweet loss as well.
Yeah.
Does that work? Or am I being...
It kind of works.
Well, 2-1 nonetheless. A good round from Aerox Esports as they come back there at the very, very end. Incisive with the drop of the incense actually in the middle, which will just fire up some more shotgun battles in that area. Of course, we still have that snipe right on that cockpit. And it's going to be more shotgun battles. I think it's more of the same for Bittersweet. To be honest, they seem to be still on point with those team fights. Their shotguns seem to be edging out. And as such, they should be able to get control of the snipe if they keep playing as they are.
Yep, definitely. Or maybe they've found out that they do like that fight, but they maybe need a little bit more to help them out. That said, kills are going to start trading out now. 2 dead from each team, 3 dead now on the side of Bittersweet, and it looks to be 3 dead from both teams. Only Ronnie alive. Ronnie does fall, and that's 5 dead now. Bittersweet slayed out. Aerox Crump gets the snipe for his reward. He's going to rotate that back to his home hill, and maybe not. Maybe he's going to double back. Had a change of heart there. As we look to see him just regroup with his team, I think they're going to be happy to keep the 2 cap for now. Looking for the headshots. Definitely opportunity. Just whiffs it ever so slightly. New haircut for Ash as snipe shots do come in. Saki with a big incendiary kill shuts down the pace.
Lovely stuff. It's going to be a bit of fire as well, blocking the way. As Aerox are pushing up for the down. This is risky from Saki. He's put himself in a corner with flames literally around him and players shooting his way, but somehow, only now does he go down. J Rage takes advantage, jumps into the cover, and Aerox, they have nothing to do but keep running and try and maintain control of this B hill as Bittersweet do press on.
Yep, that's it. And we see the 2v2. They're just waiting for teammate and support. You see Ash coming around. He's been spotted out, though, so lots of spots going down. See the red circles above the heads. That's when a player has been spotted. Nice double kill, though, for Aerox coming in triple. Make that 3 as TJ picks up Ronnie. Brad C trying to stay alive. He's got Godfex behind him as well. He's got to be careful here.
Risky stuff, honestly, from Bittersweet. They're throwing all the numbers at the B hill, but they're not picking up kills in the process. The question is, have they overextended Aerox? Yes, they have. I think
this might be it,
Saki
Toby.
is there. 3 seconds. No one's going to get there in time. And as such, Aerox are back on the board again. It's 2-2.
It is 2 for 2. Great round by Aerox. They're slaying out in this initial fight, getting all the weapons as the reward, and they're managing to close out these rounds pretty well now.
Well, that's a statement itself. Coming straight back as fast as they are. You can see Saki on our screen, getting loud. Have a lot to say to this enemy team. And, I'd argue Bittersweet, on paper, they should be the better team here. But if Aerox can keep getting rounds on these, the momentum of Bittersweet, some of the players that be known to, not be akin to losses, as it were, in previous matches, previous events. So, anything's possible at this point in time. We've got a game on our hands.
Yes, we do. We do indeed. Kills looking pretty even as well. We did see the hammer bursts placed down, so not much change. The fight's just still going to go down in the same way. Ash has managed to take out the incendiaries this time, and J Rage and Incisive open with 2 kills of their own. Much better from Bittersweet this round as the fight does still rage on around the cockpit. The snipe goes in Bittersweet's favor as well. Going to look for the check, I think. Doesn't manage to get it just yet, but that's pretty much everything secured for Bittersweet. The only thing they need now is their home hill, and they're going to be in a really good situation to, to go with this round.
Trying to clean up Saki as well before he can run away. Bit of Lancer Fire comes back the way of Incisive, but do they have numbers to push? No, they'll elect for Godfax to perhaps try and get a snipe off as the player is arrived. Here comes Mush and the rest of the reinforcements through the middle. Nice down actually from the sniper there in form of Godfax. J-Rage cleans up Brad C. So great defense from Bittersweet, but they have clocked TJ overextending to their home hill.
Yep, he's going to be taken out as well because Ronnie is there waiting for him. No reward for TJ. Nice idea, I suppose. Try and just draw the fight out and drag a few members over the opposite way so they don't get too much map control. That said, Crump is slowed with stopping powers. The snipe to the foot, applied that, and he's not getting out. Though he does have the firing squad coming off spawn. They're going to get him back up. Seems like advantage Aerox now. That said, this sniper is doing a lot of work from Godfax. He's just body checking everybody.
4 players as well from Aerox starting to push up, and that snipe is so crucial to actually try and slow them down. Equally so, stay alive if nothing else, and keep that power weapon rolling. Aerox are going to get control as it's given up by Bittersweet. Why? Well, because they're overextending. Ash is the first man here, leading the pack. TJ will go down. I believe Aerox are coming behind. No, actually, the player is dealt with Incisive. He has the hammer burst, keeping him at bay. Crump with that fresh sniper. So Bittersweet, nice rotation from them.
Yeah, for sure. And Bittersweet are holding all the cards, really. They've got man advantage. They've got the 2 hills. The points lead is phenomenal. They're almost double points. And yeah, if they lose this round now, Aerox have done something special to break this for sure.
Well, not sure where Crump is lurking with that snipe. Is it up top? Yes, it is. There he is. Great angle to take down Ash there with the body check and help of his teammate as he tries to run. Aerox start moving fast, and with that incend kill as well from Mush, this should be their team fight in theory, unless Incisive can pull something out the bag. He finds the first kill. Godfax is still lurking. Nice little up A from Incisive, straight out of that roll as he finds Mush. The fight is still on, and Saki is coming up the flank. It's a scrappy fight of that. Godfax does take down Crump as he backs away and gets cover and help from his teammates.
Yep, this is a
Saki
huge 1v2.
is going to fall as well, and given the score, Brad C needs to go huge here.
He's got the first kill. He's going to look for a second, but he does get taken down, and don't think he can do much about that. The A hill still in Bittersweet's favor. B getting capped back up, and yeah, we're at 200 points now, Toby. It's going to be difficult, if impossible, I think, for Aerox to do anything about it. Godfax says no, no, no. TJ, back you go. 3-2 now, Bittersweet taking the lead once again.
Yep, and only one more round of this half. At this point in time, we gave the map picks and bans Bittersweet's favor, in our opinion. And, this last round of the first half, maybe try something at this point. Aerox, get around on the board, force a different kind of initial in some format. It's a change of the snipe to the Ember. I don't think it'll influence things too much. The positioning will be much the same. I have trust in, say, Ronslaught, for example, to continue using that, effectively. Godfax, of course, he's had it a lot this game, at least the sniper. Don't see that changing things up too much, and I think perhaps there's a missed opportunity there for Aerox.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, that's something as well. We've not seen Ronnie on the sniper, and he's usually the guy to have that in his hands. There's still an extra member available if everyone else's snipes game's not on point, but doesn't seem to matter. Aerox want to fight it anyway. The Ember are going to be placed out. Very similar weapon. The flank's going to come in, though. Great pistol work from Incisive. He's going to turn, actually. Gets the kill on Crump. Super quick 180 to take out Crump there. I think he's going to stay alive for his efforts as well. Depends if Brad C can finish him up. Brad does finish him up, but gets taken out himself by Godfax. And that's 5 dead, you're right. And this looks to be another round Bittersweet's favor. I don't think anyone's going to get to this hill. Crump's going to be the first man off spawn, but it's a long, long run on impact, and it's I think it's a little bit too far and a little bit late for him.
Let's talk about that for a second. It's the end of the first half, but Incisive, that was an amazing 180, wasn't it? What stands out to me is not the ability to do that, but the timing of it, the smarts. He had a clock in the back of his mind. I'm going to pistol this guy, and I know as soon as I turn around, there'll be a person in gib range for me just before I get shot myself. And that was amazing. That's a little bit of stardom being shown there, and perhaps, touches on the point that this is a very good team individually. They have so much talent right there.
For sure, Toby. Incisive is one of those players that, he's been around for a little while now, and we've always talked about him as being one of those players that's, really pushing that top realm. He is one of the best players in Europe, no doubt about it. But for me, that may also have been communication and just trusting his teammates. They did have a slight numbers advantage, so he knew that player was there, and he also had probably a call out to say, "Yo, he's coming now, so turn and shoot." But all credit to the man, great shot, and yeah, got himself and his team the win there.
And as we go into the second half, of course, if you're new to Gears of War Esports, well, it goes like this. DF and E-Hills now are upon us instead of the ABC. It's back to a 10-second respawn time, and there's no power weapons to play for. So we don't have that sniper or M-bar right in front of us. And the initials and the most team fights have moved in this direction. Let's see. Can Mush make an influence here on this fight? Great movement, put in some good shots, but Bittersweet continue to be aggressive as possible. J-Ray does catch out Mush there. Perhaps a mismantle, if anything. Crump does get a kill back, though.
Yeah, this is a bloodbath, isn't it? Everyone down at the Z-Hill just scrapping it out for it. To see Saki manages to get in behind Bittersweet there, and he's going to pick up a double kill for himself. Still holding this hill. He's taking some damage. Should be okay. We see Ronslot just waiting for his team off spawn. As you said, spawn is back down to 10 seconds now, so all those members that just previously died will be back on the map already. Very quick respawns.
Bringing up the overhead as well. Players coming off respawn and a bit of a setup from Aerox Esports. They have 4 players in and around the area of E. Find Incisive as well, so that's going to be a thorn in the side of this push for Bittersweet, and they keep the angles, keeping the pressure on. Perhaps a player could have gone wide at this point. I know Godfax is above, but maybe Aerox could have been a bit more aggressive and take advantage there, because they do really need to take their opportunities against this team. But, saying that, they have got a bit of a hold on this E-Hill now, but they do need to capture it.
Yeah, definitely. We see Saki trying his best. That said, Bittersweet have just taken control of Cockpit at the other end of the map, and the crossfire is coming through straight through the middle of the plane. They're going to use that to their advantage. As they do that, you see Aerox members, they were rotating around to help Saki at E, and Bittersweet have just snuck in behind them. The F-Hill is probably going to be theirs, and even potential for a triple cap here if they've got someone over at E.
Look at the confidence as well from Bittersweet. They're just chancing the Lancers, prod in the bear, if anything, just to see, what are the Lancers going to be like? Is there an opportunity here to push? Incisive even running around to see if he can sneak a kill. Risky stuff, but the teamwork is there, right? Godflex does get the revive. Aerox are able to just about clean him up. Incisive getting downed as well. Perhaps he could have flown away at that point in time. Maybe stayed a little too long, and down to Aerox now with this points lead to maintain a 2-hill advantage.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you mentioned he could have pulled out a little bit earlier there, but the Lancer fight from Aerox was on point. 2 people lancering straight to the dome, and he got dropped pretty much instantly as he tried to go for that one shot as the down kill was picked up. The defense is going to come in though. Not going to matter if no one from Bittersweet is over Aerox. The double down is coming in, and with the short spawns, I'm pretty sure that Bittersweet are going to pick up that kill as well.
206. It's a very close one.
This is a big fight actually now.
Trying to get the player in front of him, but he is down as well. He's a bloodbath, and Ash has got 1 kill. He makes it a second. The meat shield takes the shot in front of him. Triple caps are blinking. And
they turned it on 209.
Have somehow turned it around there. The look on Aerox's face is heartbreaking. The coach in the back, in the form of Ant, does not know what he has just witnessed there, and
that's it.
A tough round to lose, honestly. Not a good round to lose. No. And it's a clinical one, or one that could be the pinnacle of this map. It could have been 4-3, instead it's 5-2. And that gap now is just widened that much more as we progress through the second half.
Yeah, that's it. That's the real killer, right? 4-3 is definitely an attainable game. At 5-2, you're starting to wonder.
You're starting to doubt yourselves, perhaps. Aerox Esports. Not as experienced player-wise as Bittersweet. So maybe that's working against them in that regard. Can they take the losses there? Our losses like that, we'll have to wait and see. Aerox, Crump and Saki is going to start moving over toward that E-Hill, but Bittersweet are stretching the legs. They are looking for not only those kills, but also the cap. There come the laser beams from across the map from Godfax and co. And Aerox not in a great position now, as Bittersweet are using their muscle to get through to this E-Hill.
Yep, great defense by Bittersweet there on the E-Hill. We saw 2 members stacked on the side of the tail of the plane there. There was just no entrance at all for Aerox. We see the revive coming in, but he's down straight away. Crump needs to get into that corner before he's get revived again, because that was fantastic focus fire. Really strong play there from Bittersweet. they're holding the map really well, actually. So they're quite happy to play this 2-cap. They've got the Markser in hand as well, which does a hell of a lot of damage, obviously.
Yeah.
Incisives on that weapon. You see him just peppering away from the back of spawn there.
He's really utilising that to its full effectiveness, keeping the pressure on Aerox as he still continues to fire. Aerox, they're the team now trying to push this F hill, but it's a very difficult task to hold on to it. You know, capturing it is one thing, holding on is another. A little bit of a flank coming around, and it is going to meet Saki. Well, he does his Lancer out. Ronslaught does find him. Bradsey hasn't clocked him quick enough, you'd argue. Perhaps should have been there with a shotgun out as soon as his teammate died. Bittersweet take advantage, and Ronslaught gets a nice marksman weapon. And we're pretty sure he can use that to great effectiveness as well. Yeah,
Ronnie is a fantastic markser player. You know, he thrives with these long-range, headshot-capable weapons, and there we see you later, Crump focuses the guy who's on his last down, and, you know, as we call it, brilliant kill there by Ronnie in his, first pickup of the weapon. He's a fantastic long-range slayer, marksman, some would say, and this is why Bittersweet, they're still holding the lead. They're taking the kills when they're presented to them.
Still being quite confident through this E-hill. Once again, Ash, he got lanced out on that ramp there. Maybe play a bit safer in that regard. Sometimes being a little bit too cocky. J-Rage as well, pushing a 1v1, perhaps not necessary. Is traded out. Godfax is still there in the middle of the map to try and hold on and provide some cover and fire. Marks are being fired as well in front. So they're making it hard for Aerox nonetheless, despite the casualties. And that's what you need to see. Ash, once again, just seeing if he can get a potential push, right? A potential shotgun into the enemies to open up an offensive here. Yeah,
this is it, and this is another really close round. 2 hills in the favor, and Godfex falls. Bradsey on the big flank. He's actually got the flank on the second person. Going to get turned around on, though, as Incisive picks him up. Incisive looking for his second, does pick up the double kill. I think that's going to be enough if you can just crawl into the ring.
It's a crawl.
Look at them go. Oh, it's disgusting. The double kill. No! TJ misses.
That was crucial.
That was crucial indeed.
Through. Nonetheless, the FO was not going to be broken. So, yeah, but a mistake, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway, as Bittersweet, they do crawl to victory, literally, in the end. 6-2, and they're 1 round away from putting the first map on the board. And, judging from the camera there, it looks business as usual for this team as well.
Yeah, definitely. Aerox just not on form at the moment, it seems. Crump really not slaying out as he did the first time we saw him on stream. And
yeah, I feel as though Aerox are one of these teams that really need to get their initials going. They need to put a few rounds on the board to really see momentum build up, right? And right now, Bittersweet, the raw skill is just trumping them at every corner. I'm going to bring up the scoreboard in just a second as well, because if you look at the kills, it tells, it shows a picture even. Incisive, 27 kills right now, and he's not even short on caps. And his time dead is not even one of the longest in the game, even on his team. He's having a very good game, this player, and perhaps one of the more underrated players in Europe, you might argue.
Yeah, I think he's had his ups and his downs, right? There was, times where he was touted as being one of the players to join Fable, and it never happened, but he is definitely one of the better European players at this event, and as we can see there, he's making it count. A couple of kills more in his favor, and he actually lets Ronnie pick up the double as, the M-bar falls over to J-Rage. Incisive, hot on Crump's heels, smelling blood, it seems. And it looks, it looks good for Aerox right now. They're 35 points in the lead, but Bittersweet have every bit of control across the map.
Yeah, Incisive, knowing when to be aggressive and when to pull back and rotate.
Oh, where's this M-bar?
That's a good question, actually. Crowdfex is going to fall. Ash might not even get out here. The M-bar still being fired their way. And it's J-Rage, actually, who has that control. Firing it back from the old home hill, of course, using the height advantage to apply the pressure. Nonetheless, Saki is still going to work on this staircase. He takes down Incisive. Ash is looking for revenge, has right hand, abuses it perfectly. Doesn't spin around the corner, risking a back A to his face. Instead, does pick up that kill. But Aerox, they start off strong. And they have a bit of a points lead building with that E control. Yeah, they do. They managed to get this E hill back, which is really well played by them, especially with J-Rage on that M-bar. That said, Bittersweet are going to try and take the decap. I would like to see Aerox being a little bit more proactive in these defenses. They're pretty much always letting Bittersweet get right up in onto that hill before they're going and trying to defend it. Maybe try and defend a little bit further out. You might get
at least a few more points, if nothing else, as the hill ticks down and while you're defending it. That said, they defended well there, so maybe I'll shush for a little second. Big fight here between the two marksmen. Saki does get stunned out by the active M-bar. And almost had a kill there, just fluffed the last shot. It just caught the wall instead of Jay. And
yeah, that was one of the times where as soon as you see the opportunity to shoot, you need to do it fast. You need adrenaline flowing through your veins and no doubts in your mind because you will miss shots otherwise. And Saki did. Those were really important shots. Yeah. And he had to down that player if he had a chance of holding on to that home hill and also taking down the M-bar. So unlucky for him, I guess. But Aerox, they lead now quite significantly in the points department as we hear it chiming in.
Second M-bar on Ronnie this time round as well. J-Reach not really done all that much with that M-bar, to be quite honest with you. Saying just as he gets a kill.
The curse is evident from the casters here. 201, 202 as we start clocking in. Bittersweet going to have to start moving despite those kills.
Is this going to be again, though?
Control. J-Rage gets the shot.
No, E-Hill does not get decapped, so Aerox now managed to get around on the board. They've broken the Bittersweet streak. 4 in a row they got. And Aerox actually stepping up a lot with kills in that game. We called out Crump. He's just got double his total there in one round. So fair play to him. And I think this M-bar pick is it's quite an interesting one. Although Bittersweet have had that control pretty much all of that round, they didn't really get anything with it apart from maybe we saw the shot at the end against Aerox when they had the marks behind him, and then the one kill right on the buzzer, but not enough for me. Not for that weapon. It's a real potent weapon.
Yeah, I mean, got to give it to Aerox. They held on to that E-Hill very long, for a very long period in that round, and I guess they were relying a little bit too heavily on the power weapons to make plays, relying on their individual talent, but it just didn't come through in the end, I guess. So, yeah, that will be a certain Aerox round, and as we go into this next one, perhaps Bittersweet will be trying to be a bit more proactive at the start. Maybe not by killing your own teammate. He gets a kill back to ensure
he gets
2 kills back. He doesn't care at this point in time.
He does not discriminate.
Does not discriminate. Incendiary's picked up by J-Rage. Ronzel picking up the M-bar. Does get down in the process, but Incisive is taking advantage
31
as
kills.
Aerox turn their back to him to get down his teammate. Incisive still there. Is he going to bounce through the smoke? He knows there's one player for the moment. Tries to bounce around, but unfortunately Saki has his number. M-bar still in control of Ronslaught, and they have E-Hill as well. No need to push up. Play it safe.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not with the M-bar in hand. You don't want to lose that. Or, even if you die with it backpacked, you're still losing out the potential to use it. I want to stay on board with Ronnie for just a little while, see what he's doing with this. This seems like the man for me that you want to put the M-bar on. I'm not sure Jay's all that familiar, but I know Ronnie is definitely...
Speaking of the devil.
Every time I mention Jay, he picks up 2 or 3 beautiful kills at the other side of the map. It is definitely the curse, right?
There's a curse going around for sure.
But Ronnie's usually the marksman player, so
he's putting on a clinic right now for the viewers at home. I know I'm loving the angles he's acquiring with the M-bar, but he does need to hit the shots. It's all good and well having the weapon, but do something with it. 3 shots left and 3 enemies flying at him. He is going to play it safe, wait to reset. Of course, his team still has E, so there's no rush to even engage there. But can the marksers slow them down, pushing in?
He is definitely looking for these shots. He knows what he's trying to hit. Just execution's not brilliant just yet. That said, he has done enough to force Aerox off the spawn. And
Aerox should be rotating at this point potentially now towards this E-Hill, knowing that Bittersweet have rotated back to their own home hill. They've tried moving around the map, but Godfex is there on the ramp, keeping track of things. TJ does find J-Rage. He catches him out, though, so that's the ticket into the E-Hill at least. But the rotation now from Bittersweet all the way back to this E-Hill is evident. The Lancers start drilling. Bradsey immediately down upon revive. Saki with the airfield, though. They've got to turn around Bittersweet. They've got to go for a hill. They can't just keep lancering.
This is the fight, Toby. We see this right now. Ronnie's picked up 1 and Ash has picked up 2, so the defense does come in. Oof, Aerox almost getting a sneaky domination mid-round there. We do see Crump. He's going to try and run. Ooh, he just get checked by something. Sure what that was. It was strong, whatever it was, and he's going to get taken out. J-Rage picks up the M-bar that Crump was going for, and yeah, that's going to be another M-bar in their favor. Bittersweet, though, dominating, well, trying to dominate for sure. D-Hill has been decapped. Brad C's making sure that stays in Aerox's favor.
Well, M-bar control, they have the points lead now, just building a nice comfortable one as we go into the latter half Well, that's a quarter even of this round. It all comes down to another push. Oh, TJ, a mistake there. Probably shouldn't have pushed up.
Oh! You could have had a double kill there with that.
Could have indeed. I'm holding my breath as I hear it charging up with these players. E-hill broken. Every hill broken, so they can take their time now to get the kills.
Up too, though.
But Godfex gets double, as you said. Ash finds Crump. A little bit of dancing as well. Do you even need that at this point? I think, has he run out of ammo? I have no idea. Nonetheless,
I think he may have run out of ammo.
Aerox do get the full team wipe, and they do finish off with score. That is the final round of this map, folks. 7-3, the conclusion in favor of Bittersweet. On your screen, not too surprised with the result, it seems.
No, not at all.
J-Rage as well. I think he can hear you somehow. Is a caster curse?
No, there's no curse here. It's all just pure coincidence, hopefully.
Coincidence.
That said, yeah, good first map, I think, for Bittersweet there. They were positively quite a strong team, it seems like. M-bar choice, perhaps not their weapon. I didn't really see them do all that much with it, to be honest with you, but it doesn't really matter when you're winning everywhere else. Aerox need to switch things up a little bit for Reclaimed.
Yeah, quite a predictable... I don't want to say round count, but in terms of how it played and how the side of Bittersweet played, there weren't any surprises. They just relied on their shotgun play. No special strategies, no special weapon placements. They just allowed people like Incisive, Ash to just go off in those initials and shut down Aerox, at the core of the team. And, it worked well. 7-3, that's a great success rate on those initials, isn't it?
It is, and there was nothing really to pull the teams away from the cockpit fight. So we kind of saw the cockpit fight pretty much every round for that map.
Yeah.
Maybe going forward, Aerox need to look at maybe bringing the fight over to the other end, because they seem to be winning that fight more often. Just the M-bar and the incendiaries run at the other end, they were always a catalyst for that fight.
Sure.